What it do, Moody?
What up?
Back again outside.
Yeah, hands wet. You saw I just got my paper towels. So
hey, it's all good. Yeah, nice day. Better. It's not even humid. It's like a nice breezy day.
What temperature is it?
70 degrees.
I was gonna say. I mean, granted, we sitting in the shade right now, so.
Yeah, I still got to put on some sweats and a little light jacket on.
I was gonna say that
that feels like 74.
Okay, I was gonna say it's crazy that I got this long sleeve on.
Right
now. But this was just the first shirt.
It's the nice spring breeze, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like it's
still
hoodie weather.
No, it's not.
You can wear hoodie and shorts in this weather.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm saying you sitting in this right now, I think is just personally, I think it's crazy.
This is
not
just as thin as your long sleeve.
But you got another layer on under that.
It's a t-shirt.
Still, you got two layers on. This is one. I don't even got an undershirt on. I'm just like this. I shouldn't have this on, but either way, besides the point, it feels good.
Yeah.
Last minute, Percy, I have the ad because we was watching all the clips. I ran you through everything I added this week. I didn't even add it until I saw it because I remember watching or listening to Midnight Boys talk about it. But the Punisher One Last Kill trailer. So that was my first time watching it too.
Yeah, I was glancing at it, but I was like, also,
you didn't watch it?
I wasn't really trying to spoil myself. I was just like, I'll come in. Like I know it's on. Like I'll come in. I honestly, like from what I saw, I didn't watch any of the Netflix stuff, so I have no context of like
it's funny
anything that's happening in that trailer.
Yeah, I didn't watch his Netflix show, so that's where I dropped the ball. I did watch all of Daredevil, and he was in season 2 and 3 of Daredevil. But yeah, I mean, once again with that trailer, I don't see it as ruining anything. I mean, because once again, I am missing something with like the people who were in it.
Yeah.
But it's just called One Last Kill, so maybe it is like because it is the Marvel special presentation. It looks like it's going to be under that spotlight or like just standalone
the
thing.
Week after or the next day after the end of Daredevil.
Yeah, which 2. I was like, that just makes all because we're also getting Spider-Man in July. Yeah, okay. I knew it was one of the J's, but yeah, I was like, it would be cool. I didn't even realize that was coming out. I don't know because that had to be announced
with
or something.
Punisher?
Yeah.
Oh, that was been announced a long time ago.
I had maybe I forgot about it or something, but I'm like, oh shit, this is happening. Okay, cool. So that's kind of a surprise for me. So it looks like John Wickian. If you just want to watch, the Punisher do John Wick shit, he's the fucking protagonist. You already know this is about to be bloody.
I know John Bernthal has a heavy involvement. I think he's
writer-director. On there. So he's writer-director.
Like, I wanted to keep it still true to the character that we built on the Netflix version of it. So apparently, I think it's another R-rated, TVMA.
They showed lots of, even in that trailer, they were showing
I know Echo was like that, I believe.
Stabbing in the head and stuff.
So, it should be interesting. We'll see how it connects, if it does connect, or it's just kind of like background context story, introducing it to the larger audience that probably wasn't watching the Netflix like me.
And me, unless I didn't watch that show.
And then also it's like, doesn't necessarily have to fit into the MCU overall storyline, but it just kind of gives you character context like what's this dude been up to, and then you see him in Spider-Man, you'd be like, oh, what's this dude been up to in the meantime? And like it might give you a little breadcrumb as far as like what he's doing in that Spider-Man trailer, chasing whomever.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it does sound like a finale of sorts. It's called One Last Kill, so probably is like the tie up to like everything from the Netflix show. I would imagine, just a guess, because I have no clue.
Yeah, they'll give you that context. They'll give you that context in the show because again, you have to introduce it to people that are not going to make that investment on Netflix. So, or it's on Disney Plus now, but still, like that's still 11 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Of your life.
They had 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
So that's like 20 something hours. But regardless, that was the only Percy I had.
Yeah, I didn't have anything.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, last minute.
I continue the streak. Like every time we out here in this weather, I'm happy about it, and just getting these fresh airs and new in this spot. But
thank you for joining us on our Reggie White episode, our James Harrison episode, our Michael Strahan, all 92s. So
let's get into this show.
Yeah.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
Loud. Shea, Samson, people my tax department.
Prime Pro, Moody, coming off the top rope. Podcast.
A weekly stroll the avenue of rest. episode 92 of the Wrestling Rehab podcast. We have a lot to get through. We have recaps and predictions to make. I'm always annoyed when AEW decides to run their pop-up shows on a Sunday night rather than a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Because, them shits are like 6 hours long and it's going to finish at 1 o'clock. The same thing like Revolution just did like a month ago. So I'm annoyed by that, but they got a stacked card. Let's get into these recaps of NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
2 new champions. I pulled out the win, so I've lead out so far on the season. I have two match lead with, I guess, we have 3 points on the line left, including Dynasty and 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So 3 points for you to either take the lead or us end up back at 500. I won 3-3.
I booked a lot, like I called it. I booked a lot of title changes.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of crazy, but I'm like, Stand and Deliver. Granted, there was a part of me that, just to call out, I would say probably would you say Lola Vice winning is the most surprising? It's not the most surprising.
I wouldn't say it's the most surprising. I think it's just more. We talked about it. We kind of had doubts in the fact that like she's been in NXT for so long, and I'm like, I'd want her to win this title. I actually was happy
when
I saw her win the match. I was like, yo, I was kind of surprised in the fact that they actually did it. But I'm like, Kendall Gray can get it anytime soon. Like, let Lola Vice at least hold this side. Like, she has to hold this side. She had to hold a main, like, outside of the North American title. Like, she didn't even hold that.
She didn't.
This
No,
is her
she hasn't
first
held
belt.
any titles. Yeah.
So, like, she had to hold a belt.
Yeah.
Before she got called up. And I'm glad they were able to pull the trigger with her on this. So, I would say it's probably a surprise. Yeah, I would say it was a surprise, but again, I was more surprised that they didn't give it to Kendall Gray than Lola Vice winning it. Because again, Lola Vice needed this win. I'm glad she got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great match too between the 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for JC to have wardrobe malfunction throughout the match.
I didn't realize that happened.
Yeah. The screen got blacked out for a few times, and I thought it was like a bad because it was on YouTube. And I was like, oh, maybe like YouTube's having like a bad stream or it's just like glitching up. And I'm like, then I found out after the show that, she was having serious wardrobe malfunction. But,
whoops.
Great match though, overall. I really enjoyed it. And again, Lola and Kendall, they're going to have a good rivalry. They work well together. So that'll be fun to kind of see in the next coming months and whatnot. JC's probably getting called up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably Fallon Henley as well. I don't know about Lainey Reed.
Yeah, that's what I asked last week. I was like, it's everybody coming up. It's clearly JC is. But...
I would think you call Lainey up also for the continuity sake. Because, like, is she any different than BFAB?
Yeah.
On the main roster? Yeah. So, like, to have a trio and then have them 3 go against Fatal Influence on the main roster, it's like, okay.
Yeah. We did agree. So it's probably the safest pick on here. Yeah, the Vanity Project retaining the tag team championships against Los Americanos.
Fun match.
Yep. Sol Ruca versus Zarya. You got Sol Ruca right. I picked Zarya.
Yeah, I didn't get the twist on the end of like the double turn. This was just a kind of pretty much a clean finish from what I recall. But yeah, again, they're not over with it, as we'll talk about when we get to NXT. They're not done with the story.
Which is why I thought we were over with it because it's supposed to be the WrestleMania one. Since it is WrestleMania season. So that's why I picked Zarya. Like, okay, we're finally getting this, but I guess it's like you build all of this up. It's got to go, 3 rounds or stipulations.
Hey, maybe they're working their way towards a double turn still. And you get Sol Ruca being a heel and Zarya being the face.
I mean, it's clear that the crowd is on Zarya's side, and as we mentioned last week, it's like, because she's organically over, in the sense of like, she is. We understand she's the heel, but it's like as we said before, like Thanos or whatever. You're a justified heel. Like, yes, it is selfish of you to attack your partner and F5 them and spear them, and turn heel on them. But it's like, I mean, she has been hogging the spotlight the entire. You are right about that.
Yeah.
So, clearly, maybe that is coming because we clearly want to cheer Zarya right now. So. Yes, and I think Sol Ruca will regardless.
Like their best storyline that they've got on the show, so it's like
and like you said, like NXT, we don't respect the NXT continuity. Like or the main roster doesn't respect NXT continuity. So
they might hint at it, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't really like integrate it.
Yeah, Sol Ruka. I was gonna say Sol Ruka is way too much of a face. You know what I'm saying?
She gets called up to the main roster, she'll be a face.
But it's like, all right, it doesn't matter.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I feel like
she can work heel in NXT.
I feel like this next match with Johnny Gargano and Miles Bourne retaining. I'm like, now that I think about it, obviously with 2020 hindsight, it was like it was so obvious Miles Bourne was gonna win.
Yeah.
It's just the fact the story was like, can we get Johnny to wake up?
I care too much about the story.
And Johnny woke up. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you knew that he was actually going to be wrestling in this match and not just be prone. But Johnny did what Johnny did, and he woke up. And even at the end of it, he kind of gave like a show of respect to Miles Bourne after the match. So
it just ended up being an enemy of the pay-per-view cycle, or enemy of the week situation, because that was really what the question was. It's like, all right. Is this just enemy of the week, or is this storyline matter? It's like, all right, him sleepwalking doesn't really matter.
And Miles Bourne has won the belt too.
Exactly.
So you're gonna build up with him. Mm-hmm. You gotta have this win under his belt. So big win for Miles Bourne to retain his North American title.
Yep.
Women's NXT North American Championship. I gotta correct with Tatum Paxton because I'm like, you can't be holding my belt for 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And same thing again. I would say more dip on my chip here, where I'm like, I really shouldn't have picked her, but I'm like, well, like I say, similar to like the Zarya Sol Ruka thing, where I'm just thinking, I'm like, okay, this is the end. Blake is just gonna win, and it's like, okay, we're gonna get some more of this. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not mad at continuing it. I'm more upset about Sol better be on the main roster soon. I'd imagine, but obviously Tatum and Blake got plenty of runway for me in NXT.
Depends on when they do a draft. Well, I guess they did the draft, or free agency.
What do they call it now?
Free agency.
They called it the window.
They originally called it transfer window, but now
transfer window. That's
now
what
it's called free agency. And so, that already happened, but you never know. She can get called up anytime. So it's like I could see her coming after maybe around SummerSlam, and having that'd be a perfect spot, especially with her surfer beach gimmick.
Yeah, true. If they somewhere hot,
somehow put her in SummerSlam. Well, I think it's in Minneapolis, so
I mean summer. It'll still be warm.
Yeah, but I was like, you can't be holding somebody else's belt for 3 weeks and have the champion lose that.
Yeah, right. And I'm a fan of Tatum anyway. It's like and it's like I said too much dip on my chip for that one, but it's like that's it. And then the last one. The 4-way match, we got a new champion, Tony D'Angelo, beating former champion Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, and Ethan Page.
Yeah, you were right. I thought it was a little quick because again, Tony D just kind of came through and came through and won his, just accomplished his goals and without kind of any struggle per se.
Storyline. Like you said, I mean, he's been through hell and high water. He's similar to Lola Vice. It's the same.
No, there is a career non-kayfabe. I'm talking about him returning, and
that's
basically wiping out the not the Death Rider, Dark State, and then immediately moving on to your next goal, and then immediately getting that. I'm like, okay, that was pretty easy. But again, non-kayfabe, obviously, it's the same thing like Lola Vice, where it's like, yo, you've been around, bro.
Yeah.
You've actually held stuff compared to her, but you've been around. And again, it would suck to see Tony in the main roster not holding that belt.
It's funny because
and I think the gimmick changes up the way as well because I was like, he's got to get away from those K&G.
You took the words right out of my mouth just now, where I was just gonna say it's the gimmick change, where it's like, you can say it's like easy, but I think the gimmick change, the new character is pulling a lot of that weight forward with him, where it's like, oh yeah, this is a whole new Tony, like it's not, gimmicky mob boss that I still loved.
Yeah.
Sitting in the Italian restaurant. Like, it's like this one has been to the bottom and all this shit. And like obviously super motivated. But now it's interesting because it's like, okay, what are we gonna do with him now? But we can cover that when we get to NXT. So but new champion. We can chew on that more later.
Yeah. Shout out to me though. Got the win, up 2 points on the season, 9-7 and 14, and still down, but I've cut into the leads. That's how big of a season one you had. That's a big lead you have for season 2, for season one. Where again, I'm still 14, 20, and
so I beat you by 8 season 1 though.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I've only made I got 3 more points on this line. Hopefully I can cut it down to what would that be?
You got 3 more. So yeah, if you sweep me, then that'd be like
I'd be on a +5.
You'll be down 3 then. Yeah, you'll only be down 3 going into season 3. Okay,
let's go.
Yeah.
Cut this lead into it.
You're right. I mean, I said in the moment that I was like, too many champions switching.
Yeah. Hey, but it's not like I blew it out the water. I won 500.
Yeah,
so
like it's
only
the
a 1 match
obvious
difference.
Yeah, like I said, the obvious one would be like, for sure, we agree on it should have been. We should have chose Miles Bourne.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy retention, and then Tatum. You got Tatum right, so that's where I would say the match was lost for me because I still wasn't gonna pick Lola regardless.
I was in between. I was in between Ethan and Tony. I thought they were the only real 2 real potential winners in that. But again, I thought Tony just needed to. He needed to wait like at least a couple months more. Like you got to lose at a certain point, and not everything could just be all peachy. Sorry with these bugs around here.
Out in the elements.
But
that was standing on the liver.
Nothing else?
No, that's it.
Flagship show, Monday Night Raw in Houston, Texas. Pretty decent show. I would say probably. Do you have any top shows? No. Highest thing you have on here is the Javon Penta Dragon Lee match against the Los Americanos.
Yeah. Oh, you got squirrels up there. That's all right. Yeah, that's what it is. They live in the building. But fun match. This is just the equivalent of AEW party match.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact thing. And Javon just proving that he's the best black luchador on the planet, basically.
If I remember, he'll be a champion of the week for me this week.
Yeah.
So
okay. But yeah, it's either him and Leon, and like I said, we got that dream match for a little bit, but Dark State had to fuck it up. But I'm comfortable saying it's Javon right now. Well, that's very specific title, best black luchador.
Oh, best black luchador. I thought you were about like winning the North American title.
No, just best black luchador, best obvious guy.
I mean, you asked it though. It's like, is Javon really gonna win the North American Championship? And now they've added Rey Mysterio to this ladder match.
Yeah.
Along with JD McDonough.
Yeah, that's the other news. Yeah, good segue.
Dragon Lee. Rusev.
Yeah.
And there's probably one more I'm blanking on right now. But yeah. Is Javon still the favorite?
I don't know. I would if I had to pick a new one, I would say yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I also did mention last week that I was like, Penta's still so over.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's also a good time to hot potato it just because you could just have it christening. So it's like gun to my head right now. I would say it's WrestleMania.
And he kind of Hangman Page himself where it's like you didn't have to throw yourself in a 6-person ladder match.
Right.
Like you didn't have to put in your, challenger status.
Mm-hmm. Come on, people.
For the AEW World Championship. So it's like you brought this on yourself if you end up losing is kind of what I'm getting at. But it was a fun match. It hit the marks. Again, it's more of the Los Americanos. I'm like, I get that they're over fans, but I'm just kind of exhausted. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same kind of thing every week where I'm like, it kind of just gets repetitive, and then I'm like, okay, I know exactly what we're gonna do. It's kind of the same thing with Dominic was for a little point. I'm like,
it's crazy how
I get it, like how it's supposed to go, and you just keep doing the same thing every week, just a different show.
I was gonna say it's crazy how gimmicks work, just because. Meanwhile, we got the Viking Raiders or the War Raiders backstage. Oops, I'm about to say you're fuck around and hit you with shit. I'm trying to save you, but I made sure not to hit your face. But yeah, I was saying it's funny how gimmicks work because meanwhile, War Raiders is,
disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. No, you haven't seen them since
they got squashed by Obafemi.
Exactly.
I would have in my primo though probably. No, actually, I would agree with you. Probably Shake. Let's go continue down your card. I actually like your card so far.
The next mid I had up here was Rio, the tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the win over, right now temporarily still calling them the baddies because that was their AEW name, just the faction that's with Jade. 2 women that are shorter than her. Michin and B-Fab. But really this was about angle and storyline across the week too. And still building Rhea versus Jade at Mania, because directly after this, or the finish of this is like Io being the superior wrestler, getting a victory roll up on BFAB, celebrating, getting hit from behind by Jade, and then kendo sticked to death as Rhea's held back. Yeah. That emotional torture watching your best friend get beat to death in front of you. So
I'm still lost on like this relationship between Io and Rhea. Other than
what do you mean?
Like,
it's respect.
I'm talking within the kayfabe, but I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. I get it in like the non-kayfabe, the business aspect of it. It's like, yeah, you're going to put your two biggest stars together and make them a team.
In kayfabe, Rhea,
the loyalty, the undying loyalty that Io has for Rhea is weird. I'm just waiting for Rhea to just turn on her because again, you've never beat this woman ever.
Yeah, for sure.
That like, where is that drive? You call yourself the best, and you can't even beat your own tag team partner.
I mean, hey, that's fantasy booking. That's why it's called fantasy booking. But I mean, it is definitely the elephant in the room in their relationship.
I hope Io turns on her, but again, it should be Rhea turning heel.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because I asked you before, I was like, what can we do to turn her actually heel? And I'm like, well,
she got to turn on Io.
Io, that's the only one. That's the only person it could be. Because as over as Io is, that's where it would work.
I actually add this as a primo, though. You don't have this on your card.
Yeah.
CM Punk promo.
I do have this on here.
Oh, you do?
I have this as Reggie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have it as Reggie for other reasons, really. I was just saying as far as CM Punk cutting a promo.
Oh, okay, sure.
But it was, again,
CM Punk nothing wrong with
CM Punk's one of the best on the mic. He did a better job than Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, the message is still, it's just so, it's almost, I feel like it's almost like a shot heard around the world just of like how much of a misstep that Pat McAfee shit is. Like, I mean, truly, granted, there's been so much conversation about like, even you use the acronym like IWC, how much people are upset. Yes, I am one of those people that I'm like, why did you touch it? You know what I mean? Leave our toys alone. You know what I mean? So,
and I would almost go as far as saying it doesn't even have to do anything with Pat McAfee. Yes, Pat McAfee also brings a certain energy, but I think again, it's Rhodey. It's Cody.
That's what it is. That's what this rivalry is called now. It's called Rhodey.
It's Cody and Orton. With, like they said on Masked Man, 15 years of history, family legacy. Like it's almost bigger than the title at this point. Like, why do we need to add? I understand from the business aspect, and we'll talk about when we get to SmackDown, which is also probably second consecutive week of Reggie. Same subject matter. Yeah, you can't sell tickets. You're struggling to sell tickets.
That was crazy. Yeah, when you pointed that out, I was like, yeah, that's nuts. Yeah.
And so you're bringing in Jelly Roll. You're bringing in, Speed. You're bringing in
Speed is on
Pat
this
McAfee.
episode,
you're bringing in Lil Yachty.
Yeah, Yachty.
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, Yachty took offense earlier in the week because, they put, that WrestleMania 42 poster with Roman, Brock, and Cody and Punk all sitting at like the card table, like waiting. They replaced that with the celebrities. And then, Yachty was like, yo, I watch just as much as wrestling I watch wrestling every week, just like that, this and the third, and like how he's like a real fan and stuff like that. So you can't I'm disappointed in basically people ranting on my parade. It's like, bro, the energy's not even coming at you. People actually liked your integration with Trick.
He's one of the good ones.
It's more again, if celebrities at WrestleMania is a thing. It's not like let's not act brand new about it. It's more of the fact that this is a main event and it doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Especially this. It doesn't need it. Imagine trying to add a celebrity in the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes match.
For what? And granted, they would say they did that with The Rock. But granted, I'd say he's a generational special because he is both.
Yeah.
He has crossed over. But even with that, there's no reason to have like a fucking David Arquette come win the title or something like you might have in other companies. But
I can understand why you have it in Reggie, but
and same thing,
excluding
other side of the coin. The positive of CM Punk and his greatness on the mic for sure. Getting the everyman's take across, even just saying out loud, saying like lowering ticket prices, like that's something for sure that I'd be like, well, almost like a, similar to like breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
From a company standpoint. But I'm like, oh, that's something I would never think they would acknowledge. But CM Punk would do that.
I mean, this is why.
So,
that's the thing though. This is why in the show notes I have it as WWE versus TKO. Seems like we got a bit of a civil war going on, because I think that's coming from the WWE and Triple H's side, as far as like TKO is the one that's been trying to raise ticket prices and saying Vince undervalued the tickets because he was trying to focus on families and we're trying to maximize profits, this, that, and the third. And it's like, yeah, you wonder why WrestleMania is not selling out this year. It's because nobody's trying to pay $600 to sit in the nosebleeds.
If you could get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just for one ticket. You got $10,000 to be interacting with Cody or Liv Morgan on their bus or making pasta together. And it's like, $10,000, bro.
10 bands.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And if people are paying that, which is again like, yeah, supply. Like if if you have the supply and you want to offer it that price, it's all about what people are willing to pay for.
Supply and demand, yeah.
So, we'll talk about it when we get to SmackDown more. But yeah, interesting dynamics there. I agree with you. I can understand why you have it in Reggie. Shakes. Steph with a stiff shot. Think incidental, but still.
Yeah.
Ran from behind in the backstage while Liv and Roxanne were talking. Liv was asking about Roxanne's loyalties and where they lie and whatnot. And out of nowhere, Steph blindsides from behind. Almost like, wasn't it Jokic that like attacked somebody from behind in an NBA game?
Yeah, that was
Markieff
Morris.
Yeah, Markieff Morris hit Jokic. Yeah.
He hit Jokic and then he turned his back. Yeah. And then Jokic ran into the back of him, and then we ain't never seen Markieff Morris on the court again. So he low-key retired Markieff Morris with that shot.
But Liv takes a headbutts directly, like legit
Roxanne.
shoot. Obviously, I think it's still incidental. Roxanne, they both headbutt. Afterward picture shows them
matching
big
knots
on their head. They were in concussion protocol. I don't know anything past that, and if they've updated, but they both said that they're fine. So, gnarly. Like even just like I said, when I saw the clip, I was like, "Damn!" Like I didn't even need the audio on to see like that. Look,
them noggins.
That looked legit.
Yeah, them noggins connected right there.
She was coming, like I said, she was coming like Ray Lewis, blitzing the A gap.
Yeah,
and like immediately stuffing a running back.
Granted, I had it in shake because it's such a small segment, but just for the intensity of it, I could push this to mid for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the segment came off without them getting hurt, it's a
man. Don't be a softie.
Man.
That one that wasn't.
That's a serious. That's a serious concussion.
Hold on. That wasn't as scary as like. I'd rather have that than have the Tiffany Stratton backflip to the outside smacking my head. That was scary. Yeah, that was immediately scary. That was like you said, incidental contact, like flag on the play. That's not even flag on the play. That's just a freak. And they wasn't that far apart. But either way, I ain't no doctor. It's fine.
Running her ass off.
I get it. I get it. But the next thing I had also shake, because I think I had. Oh, that's right. I had both of these things in shake. Stephanie and Liv and Brock and Oba, similar reasons. Just because we got to get to the match.
Yeah, I kind of want to give it a mid. Because I mean, every time they brawl, they look good. But I understand why it's a shake. That's why I was originally going to put it primo, but I'm like, again, I'm just get to the match. I kind of wish they had like a little like interview promo segment. You know, they do where it's like we got them in different areas, and we got the satellite where Brock is on his ranch, Oba is in the fucking weight room, and they're doing an interview by like Michael Cole or something like that, and it's like okay, or what's his face on Raw, the former ESPN guy.
Oh,
the announcer.
Tessitore?
Yeah, Joe Tessitore doing the interview. Yeah. And that I was like, maybe I might want that, but I'm also like, I just get to the match. Just get to the match already.
Great intensity and selling from Brock, so it looks great. So.
I think WrestleMania is running to the same issue, like the Oscars, where like Sean and Amanda on the big picture, they were talking about how the Oscars are just way too late. And they pushed it ever since like COVID because it threw off the schedule and whatnot. But now like they were like hoping that next year's Oscars would be earlier, like sometime in like February or just like a few weeks earlier. I think WrestleMania is reaching that point.
Yeah,
Especially if you're
going too deep into
especially
April.
if you're not,
Yeah.
especially if you're not doing anything like a pop-up show in March.
Mm-hmm.
So wait 2.5 weeks, and I get it. You don't want to compete maybe against March Madness, but like,
Or the national, landing on the national championship.
and then
would be
like
crazy,
well, that would be a Monday, but still doing the Final
specifically,
Four.
sure,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The Final Four would be in the weekend.
Yeah.
Easter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you're trying to avoid those to capture the time. That's why you probably plug it in at this schedule. But I'm like, that's long, bro, to build WrestleMania from January all the way into the middle of April.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need that much time to be able to
Yeah.
get us the story. It's almost like, again, like the draft. The draft don't need to be this late, bro. Like y'all don't need this much research to make the bad decisions that you're gonna make anyway.
Make all the bad decisions, yeah. And the last thing I had up here was the we did mention one of these already, but Ray being added to the Intercontinental ladder match. And
when does Ray go on his like Legends contract and just stop being?
I mean, he's already in the Hall of Fame.
So yeah, but he's still an active member of the roster. He's traveling every week. He was just out because of injury.
Yeah, I mean, I know what question you're asking.
Yeah,
but I would still say that. I mean, he's doing that right now. Like, hopefully, as long as
Legends being there every week.
Sure, as long as like once again, you don't want the LWO to return, just so we can get more, Hispanic wrestlers on.
I hope they turn on him
because it's great to have Ray. I mean, if Ray's in catering, ain't nobody got an issue with that. I think that's where he should be at this point.
I think they should turn on him. Like I said, I've been saying this. They use that gimmick of like, yo, you just put us in LWO because you want to bring us down. You're not uplifting us. You held us back.
Yeah.
Everything Dominic said about you was right.
Yeah.
And then again, kind of like the Zara and Sol Ruka, people be like, yo,
hogging the spotlight.
Ray. That is about Ray.
Mm-hmm.
He always tries to make it about himself, and he uses this like, oh, I'm a diminutive guy, this, that, and the third. Like, you can't. Everybody loves Ray, and then you finally talk about Ray is like the ultimate guy that's hard to see him as a heel.
Yeah.
If you could get people to get boo Rey Mysterio.
I did mention, I was like, hey, that's about as heel as his mask is going to get, because he went all black with the mask this week when he returned.
But it's funny, when I say that out loud, I'm like, they already did that with John Cena, and see like how that worked.
Yeah, facts.
Like, are you going to do that? Are you going to press your luck twice?
With Ray?
With Ray, and I'm nuts. Like, which could be argued, might be even harder.
That would be.
What's harder, to turn John Cena heel or Rey Mysterio?
Hold on, I'm with it. So we got to do the same thing you did with Cena, because we hated it. Mm-hmm. And that's what being a heel is. So he's not doing the 619 anymore. Like Rey Mysterio, but no lucha shit. Like he still comes out with the mask on and everything. But like, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like what kind of hardcore shit can he do? Like, I don't know, like a Van Daminator, I guess, so to speak. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just like, yo, I'm an old man. I got to protect my body. So I adjusted my moveset to be,
nothing off the top rope.
Yeah.
Like, that man is going to give you technical Daniel Bryan wrestling.
Anything else from the flagship?
Nah, that's it. Enough chewing on that. But over at the bodega at NXT, the thing that I got up here, everything was mid to me for the most part. But the best thing on the show, I wrote this down as top guys on NXT, which, they're not all faces. But getting the win over Dark State, the 4-on-4, Ricky, all the men that were just in the Fatal 4-Way for the title. But the finish is Ethan Page getting the win, getting the pin over Saquon. Directly after he kicks his teammate, and
tags himself in.
Knocks
out Tony D'Angelo. Hits a twisted grin on Saquon Sugars and gets the 1-2-3.
Yeah, just to be an asshole. So it's still fuck you. But I mean, Tony D stands tall at the end, right? Then that happened. Yeah. He still gets the, what is it? Hits dead to rights. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Again, hey, Ethan Page was my pick, so I'm glad that right now it seems like
he's top contender.
Yeah,
still like he's the
Joe
one who
Hendry
got the
and
interaction.
Ricky Saints can figure out their feud and determine who's gonna fight one of Ethan Page or Tony D'Angelo.
And Ricky, I mean, you think about like the utilization of Ricky, he's really great already being such a polished tweener, where you just said like work with Joe Hendry, and I'm like, yeah, because Joe Hendry is also like even the character, such a nice guy. Like,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to do some convincing for Joe Hendry to be a heel for me.
Yeah, see, I think you
But-
just make him condescending.
Sure, but I just mean if we're throwing Ricky and him together, it's like, oh yeah, I see that immediately because Ricky's gonna be the asshole,
Yeah.
you know, and dress him down, and already was doing, you know,
And they both got poses.
yeah, and he was already doing the song. Like, remember he did the
Mhm.
bad singing
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. So we actually did get some of that already. Maybe you don't want to overcook it, but yeah, I know, right? We getting all this pollen floating in the air. I'm thinking this is like bugs, but it's
Yeah,
not.
it's not. Yeah, it's just little.
Just like pockets of dandelions flying around and shit.
But
Spring has sprung, people.
that gets into your other mid, which is just in general, like we talked about, Tony D and
Yeah.
Lola,
New top
champions,
champs.
and
Yeah.
you know they gave out their champion speeches, and you know very sincere. You deserve a chance for both. And we also get some of their road gallery. We talked about with Tony, you know, the same 3 guys.
Yeah.
There as well, possibly. Well, Miles Bourne got attacked by Deion Lennox, so he's going to be going after the North American. But yeah, Lola.
Yep.
Kendall Gray, obviously.
Kendall Gray, JC Jane, who was actually in here, complaining to get her rematch, which he did. Who else? Oh, who's at the top of the card right now? Or Jada.
Jada's probably
Jada just
there.
beat.
Yeah.
What's her name? Taylani last week. Yeah. Izzy is still North American title division.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, that's how we're slotted. So.
No, she just beat Soharuka, and Soharuka.
Yeah. True.
Zarya.
Speed champion is still. Oh yeah, that's Ren Sinclair. Right now. But yeah, actually, whose promo did you enjoy more? That's a better question than just acknowledging them as champions.
It was a wash, really.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really anything special.
Yeah. Because I really wanted to like. I really wanted
maybe like Lola, just again because like I feel like damn like at least Tony's held shit and he's like had storylines like Lola's been there for a while and I'm like yo the fact that like she did it it's like yo I'm just happy for her.
Yeah, granted she did come out like I was like man she is a double champion by all you know what I would count you know all wrestling standards you know not WWE but AAA and
she's still coming out with 2 belts.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed it, yeah, for sure.
Keanu Carver getting the win in that triple threat with Josh Briggs and
Jasper Troy. Yeah, they're doing it very similarly like they were doing with Josh Briggs like a year ago. And I was like, man, they really want me to care about him. Same thing with Keanu, where it's like, okay, like obviously, hey, we work with what we're shown because I gotta believe the pounce, right? I mean. They gave him everything they could with the pounces at their size because you know having Jasper Troy fly out of the ring and shit. I'm like, I think it would have been better if you would have like shot through the middle and the top. You know, maybe it's more of a versus you going high. You're
probably safer to go above than through.
True.
The middle.
Yeah, because that's why. Yeah, I guess the spot I'm asking for is like more velocity. Yeah, you just go like a suicide dive. Effectively. Dang, yeah.
I think you either go to the top or you go through the bottom. Going through that middle sideways, it's like it's kind of hard.
It's a suicide dive. Yeah, I guess so.
Who has a better pounce, Keanu Carver, Willow Nightingale?
Or Willow? I mean Willow for sure because I mean we've only seen his also on bigger guys. Yeah. So Willow is the heavyweight of the girls. Yeah. That's not even close. But yeah, it had to be mid just for the building of Keanu Carver.
Anyway, he's been looking good, and I don't mind him. Like, there's a little greenness for this game, but I think that's obviously it's NXT, but I think that's kind of the charming part of it. Whereas, like, wait till the motherfucker gets refined. Yeah, like it's like when you talk again, like a draft prospect, right? It's like this raw potential here, but if you're able to get into them the right coaching staff and you know be able to develop him, could be something.
Yeah, right.
He could be something. So shout out to Keanu Carver, DC.
This reminds me, I feel like I was gonna put it in Reggie. That's why I didn't put it in Reggie. But Robert Stone being the interim GM,
he's full time now.
Oh, is he full time now?
Yeah, he's full time now.
That might be Reggie. It's half Reggie right now.
What? I thought it was pretty good.
Well, no, it's funny because I was gonna say it feels contradictory because I feel like I was saying last week that I liked it when Keanu Carter threatened him.
Yeah.
But then this week, JC Jane was just complaining, and he was like, "Okay, fine," but I'm like, "All right, she is double champion, or was former 2-time champion and shit." So, but it's just like
a double champ, yeah,
and former double champ, but. Yeah, it just felt like I'm like him being just a rollover. I'm just like
he's a small guy.
Yeah, that's what I just don't want. Oh, you got to give me a better character than just
let
being
him get
a
a bodyguard.
Like,
Just all he needs.
Yeah, I mean, you
got
got
a bodyguard.
I don't like
him again. Have that Napoleon complex.
I don't like the authority figure being a punk because why wouldn't a face just come up?
Adam Pearce is a punk.
No, he's not. Adam Pearce is frustrated. That's his thing. He's like rounding fucking like crazy people in a loony bin. That's what he's doing.
You could be a frustrated punk.
That's what he's doing. But anyway, those are my mids. The other shakes I had, Shiloh and Tatum, mixed tag team getting the win over Jackson and Blake Monroe.
Yeah.
And fine. And really, this was just like I told you before off of cam that I was like, really, I just had like this immediate booking of like, okay, I'd like them as like not a whole, she doesn't be, I guess, Vanity Project does work for her, even her to be part of that faction, but she should be the leader and just have all of them like actually worshiping her instead of it being like those like mystery hands that are doing her nails.
Yeah,
it's just those guys. You know what I'm saying? Getting her wine, getting her.
I think that probably might.
You know what I'm saying? And they're all like, "Yes, mistress, yes," just because they think they have a chance, and they're just horny young men. You know what I'm saying?
So they're teenagers.
Exactly, and it works. Yeah, but that's it. And the other shake, Izzy getting the win over Sol Ruka because of the continuation of Zara and Sol. Yeah.
I mean, I put the mid just because I'm genuinely kind of surprised that even with the interference that Izzy got the win.
Oh, okay.
I think Sol is like the Rhea Bianca
close
of
to
NXT, where I'm like, it's really hard to see her lose.
I wouldn't put her that high, but yeah, I agree.
She's kind of like de facto, main roster. I mean, she beat Bayley at Saturday night's main event. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, it's not, to knock off Sol Ruka is
already be on the NXT roster. That's a big deal.
That's nothing to sneeze at. So the fact that even with interference, I think Sol Ruka still will pull it out because she probably has like modifiers that add to her ability to like recover even after being attacked.
Yeah, we saw this. She's at 81 and Izzy is a 78 or 79 or something like that.
Okay.
I'm just vaguely remembering that. Okay. They've been giving us the
because
the 2K rating scores.
But Izzy got the win, and then the Zarya and Sol Ruka storyline continuing, and I'm curious to see how they continue to progress it. So I'll leave that as a mid.
If I get stung in the face on camera, this would be so fucking embarrassing.
Again, that's them, taking out themselves. When they do that, so just don't antagonize as much as we can.
Yeah.
Anything else from the bodega?
Nah, that's it. But I did have a current event to get into for the next day. I called it "They Grow Up So Fast." I showed this to you earlier, but two different things of note that happened in the past week were, holy shit, it was New Japan Sakura Genesis, which was their most recent pay-per-view, and Callum Newman is the new IWGP heavyweight champion, top champion. And I heard that name and I was like, that sounds familiar as fuck. And immediately I checked that I guess he's become the heir apparent, sort of like where Will Ospreay was. He's a leader of United Empire, and everything, and the faction in New Japan. And he was a Wrestle Talk scholarship recipient when he was like 16 years old, which is where I was like, yo, we've been on the internet like wrestling fans way too long during the pandemic, like watching that shit, and I'm just like, dang, that is crazy. Like that kid is fucking one of the major champions in the world.
Like Big said, I've been in this game for years.
That's wild. But that's some like Lil Wayne shit. Yeah, I'm sure he's been wrestling since like 13 for real. Or like Jeff Hardy, debuting at 16.
Shoot, Roxanne.
Yeah, Roxanne, another one. That and also Brody Lee Jr.
Thea Hill's gonna be like that
Yeah, because she's what 19 like right now,
21
or 21. Oh yeah, 21 now.
But
yeah,
she's
she
like
started
been
when
in
she was,
since like 18, 19, something like that.
And then the other one, more indie, but a little bit more indie digging, but saw this come up that Brody Lee Jr. is having his first official, however much you count it, like AEW, he had matches too when he was like 6. But he's 14 now and is having his first match against Joey Janela and GCW. You know, the biggest of the cartoonish indie wrestling companies that we got in America, against Joey Janela, who I think is an amazing indie wrestler and a perfect set of hands for this. Like, this is a guy who's done plenty of mixed wrestling and all those comic spots. Like, I'm sure Brody Lee Jr. is going to win this match. He's going to look great doing it. He's like, somehow Brody Lee Jr. is going to hit Joey Janela with a Mexican destroyer. And you saw that kid is like 70 pounds.
His mom is going to hit him with like, brass knucks or something like that.
Yeah. And it was funny just because, like, you did mention immediately, you were like, yo, this kid's got to work on his character. Because Joey's like, hey, your mom already had to bury your husband. She doesn't want to bury her. And he just immediately starts cracking up.
Like, I was like, bro,
it doesn't bother him at all. He's like, yeah, I cried about that plenty when I was a kid. I'm fine. But I'm just like, dang, yo, he's 14 now. And Callum Newman is the fucking IWGP heavyweight champion. Both of those things happen this week. Yeah, I'm like, that's nuts.
He's getting the Dynamite then. Yeah. And speaking Callum Newman.
Yep. And the continuity of this was why it was landed in Primo for me, which ultimately led up to, was it the main event? Yeah, it was the main event of the show, right?
So,
yeah. United Empire getting the win over Death Riders, because after watching the highlights that I could, it's annoying watching New Japan highlights because everything's in Japanese and they won't give you subtitles. So I'm watching like just a quick shot of like him winning the title. He's, giving his post, what is it? AEW be doing it.
Post-match.
The post-match fucking, or post-show press conference. Yeah. And right then is when Will Ospreay walks in. And that's the continuity we were getting. He's like, yo, hey, I need some backup. Like right when he became champion. He's like, yo, I got you. Anything for you. So we see them show up at the beginning at AEW, and you see United
with his,
Empire.
Fiance.
Alex Windsor. Yep. Baddie alert. And even the setup for that, like, I mean, obviously you have to be a wrestling dork like myself to know, like I said before, like, oh yeah, he went to go get reinforcements. And then even getting like, it's kind of sounds silly as I say this, but like almost like cartoon superhero-y, where it's like the beginning of the episode, you see Will Ospreay is getting his ass beat in the parking lot, and it's 6-on-1, and it feels like, on the next episode, Will Ospreay get away, and then immediately they just show up, and it's like, for me, I'm like, come on, guys, come on,
like Reservoir Dogs without the
they pull up on some dope shit, little low key like unsanctioned street fight, parking lot brawl we get low key, then the actual match that we get, and the faces get the win, and we get a clean, relatively clean pin. On Moxley. Moxley's shoulders is on the mat. Will Ospreay pinned him with Callum Newman, with the added support after a hidden blade through the table. So
might be a spoiler alert for our predictions.
Yeah,
if that's the case. But yeah, I agree. I think it was great segments overall. Like that they ended the show. And again, I had to catch up on this, but I first read the Bleacher Report review, and then I was like, United Empire, I ain't never heard of y'all motherfuckers. Like, who are y'all? And then I saw the names, I'm like, I don't know none of y'all. Like, I'm just confused. I'm like, where did y'all even come from? So having that context, I'm like, okay.
They're effectively like, I guess you would say the white, the Gaijin faction. They're like the they would be like the anti-Bullet Club, sort of.
Yeah.
In a way. Because they're also very similarly where they won't necessarily kick you out, but they rotate leaders also. Because where you would know them from is Will Ospreay. When Will Ospreay first showed up and he was heel and he was working with Kenny, he was leader of United Empire at that point in time before he signed with AEW.
Okay.
And that's when Kyle Fletcher was still face, like you got to think that far back.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis.
Okay.
But now he's heel. But that was United Empire, like 3-4 years ago. But yeah, dope, primo, best thing. The mid, or a mid, that I got was Don Callis family, another sort of party match. Andrade specifically getting the pin on Jack Perry and Darby and Bandito. This fun party match. I think because it's one of those things where you're just keeping the momentum of like are reminding us Bandito's still awesome. These like, God, I mean, this is also what's weird to me because I know that this is actually the building for like Andrade and Darby because that's a match that we got to predict. It still didn't all the way make sense because it's like Darby earned his shot, but Andrade earned a shot also, and now is Andrade's shot
No,
on the line?
He didn't earn the shot. We talked about this last week.
Yeah, you did say that.
He was in that tournament, and then
he lost to Kenny. Yeah. Okay.
And that's how Kenny ended up challenging against MJF.
But yeah, that's what it
Darby has. I think after that, MJF gave Darby a chance to be a number one. He's like, after I'm done with Kenny at Dynasty, you're the first contender. Yeah. He told Darby.
Yeah.
And so that's where, again, Darby's now his contendership is on the line.
Okay. There we go. Now it makes sense. Okay. I don't know. That just wasn't sticking before, I guess. But okay. Darby's putting. Why would you do that? I remember. Yeah, I said that before. Why do you put your contendership on the line if you've already earned it?
Maybe that's just Don Callis doing. I don't think Darby put it on the line. I think that's Don Callis ended up negotiating backstage and doing
that makes sense. Yeah, because he's a heel. You fucking antagonize Darby into like putting it on the line. So sure. Next thing I have, Willow Nightingale retaining against Queen Aminata. This was really a mid because this would have been Shake if it wasn't Queen Aminata that was here because another predictable like non-threatening. But I'm like, oh shit, Queen Aminata. Like, I mean, like I said, she is non-threatening, upsettingly enough. But I'm a fan of her enough to be like, okay. It's almost like most of the time when I think Queen Aminata is so stiff that she really does like break the women a lot of the time. Like they think that she's going extra hard when she's not, but she just works like that. And some people can take it and some can't. And it's Willow worked with her well in this.
I could also argue that it looks is she any stiffer than Tekla?
I don't think she's stiffer than Tekla. I think that's a great match that I want to see, actually. But with like when because one of her like Britt Baker was a complainer of that. Who else? I forgot. Homegirl that's on Ring of Honor. Not Athena. She's another one that was or not Persephone. Fuck. Vixen. It's like something I can't remember. Either way, she's had almost similar to like how Nia Jax has gotten like, oh, she be injuring people badge put on her. It's like kind of like, oh, this bitch is like extra rough or unnecessarily rough badge kind of put on her.
Like,
and that's where I'm like,
it's gonna hurt more on Alexa than it is if it's Sasha doing that move to Alexa.
Yeah, and I think that whole like off
Mercedes.
with her, Mercedes. Yeah, I think that whole off with her head, just the running shining wizard to like as they're like leaned up. That probably feels a lot worse than they like would imagine, and it's like a lot, but like because her chops are stinging too. But anyway, that's enough on Queen. Other mid, we get the return of the List of Jericho and Ricochet.
Yeah,
being an idiot, not watching his tape, not knowing the goat that's in front of him, and not knowing what happens when you threaten a multi-time world champion like that. You get put on the list. So that's what happens. Man, Reggie for me. Oh my God. Didn't even realize this happened because it's out of kayfabe. Kyle Fletcher injured, which is now he had to vacate the TNT title.
Yeah.
So whenever that happens, especially AEW, that's about to be a minute. So I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, we have a gauntlet that we have to guess about, and we know like two participants.
That's so stupid. I hate that. But anyway, that's Reggie. Just my guy being injured. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
And making us predict it because there's no way that I'd be like, I mean, well, we know. I only looked at it when you put up. It's Tommaso Ciampa, obviously.
And Mascaro Dorado.
He's in it too. Okay.
Yeah, they were fighting for the number one
yeah.
slot. So We know that much, and I'm sure they might say some more on like Collision or something like that. But I was want to talk about people that we haven't seen. I don't know what's the deal, but where's Harley Cameron been?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh well, they did break up. But the Babes of Wrath broke up.
Oh, they broke up?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh yeah. No, that was legit. Yeah, they broke up. That was probably like 3 weeks, a month ago. My time scale
was
is
like
bad,
a cordial
but like
breakup, or
it was cordial,
okay.
very rare. Like I thought, almost
That's what I think. Harley Cameron, I've said, turn on Willow and cost her the title.
Yeah, no, they was like, she was like, I wouldn't go back on like our tag because it was after they lost the titles. That's when it was, because she was like, I wouldn't go back for anything, even though we were just thrown together. I wouldn't want to be with anybody else, and I wouldn't, I do it all over. I do it with you. The Babes of Wrath are just us, when we're together. So I don't know if that's like Harley Cameron, like maybe she is just taking time off, or like they ain't got nothing for her. But yeah, just to answer your question, they did break up, so that's why she ain't. Yeah,
we might see her. Maybe we might see her this weekend. We've mentioned Ciampa, Mascara, Dorado, fighting for the #1 slot in the Casino Gauntlet. What's the advantage to having the number
We've
1
asked
slot?
this before, because theoretically you could just beat the guy who's in front of you. I mean, but then again, 1 and 2 is effectively the same thing. So I mean, kind of like the Royal Rumble. Obviously, you can't fight yourself at 1. So, but theoretically, the earlier in, the better chance. You could, like, if you could just beat the guy in front of you, you could just end it right there.
Okay.
But also, it seems counterintuitive because you have to think about it as the reverse of the Royal Rumble, where it's like, but fatigue, and we know that this is the Casino Gauntlet, so it goes up to 21.
Yeah,
and it's like, bro, you'd want to get around in there like 14, 15 if you can, if it goes that long. But that's what's interesting, because we said when Ricochet won the Casino Gauntlet for the national title, it was like 11 guys or something, because it doesn't necessarily have to be 21. It just goes up to 21 as a maximum. So but yeah, and then the last thing I had up here was Cope and Cage being attacked by FTR.
Yeah.
And man, great sell from Christian, getting his arm broken and stuff. That was like a grown man howl, writhing.
That's what happens when you start talking shit.
And
expect to get your ass beat.
Hey, I went to go visit both of your mothers. When I say I went to go visit them, I mean I banged them both.
Cannot expect to not get your ass web after saying some stuff like that, especially on public, man.
So. Getting Stokely getting a fucking
getting
a spear off.
Better spear, Stokely or Cope.
Wow, insulting. Hey, it's that WWE style is just in his bones, man. It's safe.
Stokely,
that's why
Stokely,
he does it.
Cope or Jey Uso.
Oh yeah. Oh, Stokely's above Jey for sure. He's definitely above Jey. Jay's is terrible. Jimmy's is bad too. Jimmy has a bad spear. We've only seen him do it like 3-4 times for real, but either way.
Anything else from the coffee shop?
Nah, that's it.
That's the go home show for Dynamite. Let's head over to the gallery for the book of wrestling. Two items in the gallery.
Facts. I will get the I know you be seeing younger and older. The younger one. NXT Black and Gold, like I was saying. But we just be forgetting stuff like this. This is a match worth going back and watching. April 9th, 2020. Oh no, that's scary 2020. Y'all know what the conditions were back then. Lockdown, but this is the Ciampa versus Gargano. I think this was number 4, the 4th match that they had. I just added the last chapter because it ended up being the last bit. On that episode of NXT, Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano battled in a hybrid empty arena / cinematic match that was billed as the very last chapter of their storied rivalry, with neither man permitted to face each other again after the match was over. Gargano emerged victorious after his wife Candice LeRae turned heel to aid him in victory. The match went 48 minutes, making it still the longest NXT match in history.
Probably one of the last unofficial Iron Man matches that we've had.
Yeah, true. That's not an Iron Man match. Yeah, dang, we had that discussion.
They didn't call it an Iron Man match.
That's an Iron Man match. Yeah,
damn near an Iron Man match at this point.
Yeah, at 40. If you go, I mean, honestly, if you hit 30, 30, you can call it Iron Man.
Yes, there's a 30 in an hour.
In an hour.
But yeah, shout out. I think I do remember watching that. I think maybe I might have watched that.
Yeah, they were beating the shit out of each
other. I'll take the other one. Yep. 2 memories, 1 night.
Yeah, 2-1 right here.
April 7th, 2014. On Monday Night Raw debuting, Paige was goaded into a match against AJ Lee, and after Lee told her she would put her Divas Championship on the line, Paige won the match and the title in just 89 seconds, making her the youngest female champion in WWE history, 21 at the time. Also, the show, The Ultimate Warrior appeared on Raw for the first time since June 1999, but sadly, it would also be his final public appearance as he collapsed the next day and was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. What now seems like foreboding, part of his speech went as follows: every man's heart one day beats his final beat. His lungs breathe their final breath, and if what the man did in his life makes the blood pulse through the bodies of others, makes them believe deeper in something larger than life, then his essence, his spirit will be immortalized. End quote.
That is the same episode of Raw.
Crazy. Obviously, I distinctly remember the Page. I've seen the movie. I really love the movie with Florence Pugh, wrestling with my family. They recreate that. Zelina Vega plays AJ Lee in the movie version of it. But I did not think that was also the same night of Warrior. And yeah, it's crazy. The next day you hear Ultimate Warrior pass.
First return in forever and his last.
Yeah. He was inducted over the weekend too in the Hall of Fame as well. So it just all kind of
crazy.
I guess poetically kind of came to be.
It's like, there is a certain, I know I mentioned to you before, where it's like people who are close to the end, sign to kind of just know that. Like, it is a sixth sense. Like, I think about my granddad, effectively, we say he waited for my Uncle Tony, his oldest son, to come because he was in hospice. And my Uncle Tony and my cousin Monica were there. And quoted from my Uncle Tony, he said that he was tired, was the last bit,
Yeah.
And he passed like an hour later, or, that same night while he was there. And it's just like, dang. They be knowing, granted, Warrior was maybe it's going through stuff. I mean, it's crazy to think that was his first return in 15 years.
Yeah, man. Literally. I mean, he wasn't the easiest person to work with. He wasn't a popular person backstage. And then obviously Vince had some, bitterness to him as well. And they made the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior DVD and whatnot. And so there was some bitterness between both sides, I would say. And, it's good that they were able to, come to a resolution before, his time on Earth came to an end. So, RIP, Ultimate Warrior. Congratulations, Paige.
Yeah. Two for one. That's why I was like, that is a potent episode of Raw. You look at the history of wrestling.
Well, it wasn't a potent episode of SmackDown, I believe. Oh, okay. Again, I'll let you carry this card, but yeah.
Once again, we were distracted, but I ain't gonna lie. This is show of the week for me, though.
Okay.
Even though we were half watching, because I'm gonna tell you what happened first. But as I was filling this out, the very first thing I put on here, top of everything, was Danhausen beating Kit Wilson. That was my number one Haggis Primo. And also, I did mention to you as we were watching it yesterday that I was like, yo, this Jade Io match is better than I thought. Where I was like, is this going to be clean? And I'm like, okay, and it's the continuity of the week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, also, that deserved to be Primo. I honestly didn't. I thought that was like Rhea had to be interfering because she was beating down her partners the whole night.
Nope. She came in after the match.
Yeah. Dumb, but okay. I mean, not dumb, but either way, that's what I was thinking. And then, really, I couldn't not put the beat down. Like the Drew and Jacob, like handcuffing Jacob and shit and beating the hell out of him. That was like just as good as Randy turning heel on Cody, and like concertoing him with the steel. That was just the same level of viciousness where I'm like, I'm forced to put that there. And then I'm like, all right, I can't just be like such a fan of like both of these guys. And I'm putting them in Primo automatically. But
It's your card. If you want,
I know I'm already tight. I'm already tight. People aren't picking up on the first point on you. Like they're not catching the you. Like y'all need to catch the shit. Like you are cursed. You know.
No, I think when he did it like last week on Raw, I think they're
not up on it enough. They're not up on it enough. That's all I'm saying.
They'll get there. They'll get there.
But yeah, no, that was great. And then I had to like take a breath and be like, all right, it's actually a mid, you know. But yeah, Jade and EO. I mean,
to Jade and EO as a primo, especially for the fact that it was a clean win.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean for WrestleMania and for Jade retaining? I still would probably.
We still had another.
I'd still give the edge to Rhea just because again, Rhea is just like we said, like a 96, a 97 2K rating. Like
we gave Jade this faction for nothing. I can't believe that. I'm gonna hope that, like I said it already, but same thing we did with Tiffany.
EO can take out B-Fab and Michin.
Sure. But maybe Jade just gets the better of Rhea at that point in time. She can't outpower Jade. Simple as that.
We'll see what happens.
We will see. I mean,
we got predictions next week, so we still got a little bit of time to see what kind of storytelling they do. But I find it hard for Jade to retain, even though like if you do want to prop her up, it'd be no different than Charlotte losing to Tiffany.
That's what I'm saying. Just propping her up. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised, but again, it's kind of like the Lola Vice Kendall Gray, where I'm like, kind of want Jade to win, but I just find it hard that they're not just going to give it to Kendall Gray or, you know, in this case, Rhea.
Man, it just sucks Bianca's injured, dog. It's just so glaringly obvious.
To be Bianca
it's so glaringly obvious that this is like we kind of had to throw this together, sort of. But yeah, I mean, they're not thrown together because we've been building it now. So, you know, they're making us care, but it's like, it's just, like I said, it's just an obvious sidestep. But anything you want to add about the Drew and Jacob? Or Drew beating down Jacob at all? I just ran through it quick. So,
kind of like Obafemi and Brock, kind of just get to the match.
Okay.
I think the beatdown looked good, but I'm also just ready to see what they do. And both of them being unhinged, especially this being an unsanctioned match. I'm like, all right. Like, again, it's just the build just feels a week too long. I think WrestleMania. I'm not saying for this. I'm talking about in general. WrestleMania already happened by now.
Yeah, you did say that already. Yeah, we're going too deep into April.
If I'm saying that for that many matches, I'm like, just get to the match already.
Yeah. Facts. The other thing we didn't talk about it yet, but Trick and Sammy having their promo.
I really like this.
Yeah.
Especially like Yachty on this. I thought Yachty was really good. Outside of ad-libbing for Trick's song, because I thought he sounded just terrible, like trying to ad-lib it, because he just sounded like a fan. It wasn't really like trying to rap on, like, you know, say it like on beat. It was just kind of just more like, yeah. Like, you know, Yachty's kind of like high-pitched voice a little bit. But no, again, celebrities being involved is not always a bad thing, especially if you're in the mid card. I think is where it makes sense. The main event,
the main event
should not have to rely on celebrities, especially to like this degree that we have as our Reggie.
That's like, because Yachty is a definite additive.
Trick and Yachty, great together. I Show Speed. We didn't even talk about this on Raw. I think he's been having a great interaction as far as like being cursed and trying to get the curse off, and then inadvertently getting in a feud with LA Knight. Now they're in a 6-way tag match at WrestleMania. Mike, fine, makes perfect sense. And, you know, great integration. The other shit that we've seen as far as Jelly Roll and Pat, not as good.
I mean, that's the Reggie that I have.
That's the Reggie as well. But like Yachty and Trick, entrance is perfect. Yachty coming on the mic and actually, you know, being a part of the promo.
He's an actual performer. That's like, I'm sure he did a
pretty good job.
More than pretty good. I think he's very comfortable on the mic. I mean, we know that he performs in front of a live crowd. So,
and then Sammy teasing a bit of a heel turn and just wondering why the fans are booing him.
Yeah, I'm enjoying a lot of that. Yeah, because really that question to me becomes, how long does Yachty want to be around? And I'm sure it's just probably for a WrestleMania build, probably.
Yeah, he can come back anytime because he watches the show.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just you wouldn't call him a manager necessarily.
No, but I do think that's just like, you know, your boys that just come out and help.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I could see that. Yeah, for sure. Where else?
Trick beating Matt Cardona.
Oh yeah. To continue it, yeah. Trick continuing the momentum, beating Matt Cardona. Also during that time, Yachty eats a haluva.
Matt Cardona is not going to get a win at all.
No, he's like 0-7 since he showed up.
So disappointing.
Like Tripp said, be happy you're back under our brands, motherfucker. Like, but yeah, Yachty ate a haluva kick and sold the fuck out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Good job from him. So I thought that as a highlight, honestly. And I did mention Danhausen and Kit Wilson. I just love both of that. I have put it in its appropriate place where I can't drop it below a mid, but it just worked for me perfectly. All of the main event celebrity shit, I did mention that, but man, when they brought up like, what is it? Pat McAfee is antagonizing. We got an entrance from Pat McAfee, like, the theme song to his fucking The McAfee Show. Mm-hmm. Cody comes out to like kick his ass.
Well, we can talk about Pat McAfee comes out first and tells that WrestleMania tickets up until Monday,
that's right, are 25% off.
25% off.
Bro, that was nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You were like, I've never seen this level of shilling. Like,
I mean, that's not even shilling. It's more like, because again, Kaz made the point. It's like, duh, of course, everything on wrestling is supposed to be geared to getting you to buy the ticket. Yeah. I've never seen them actually do this. Like, they've never gone this far to be like, hey,
in case you didn't know,
like they never even mention pricing anytime to sell you a show. What?
That's crazy.
I'd love to hear how Kaz defends
that. New ownership.
That's crazy. The fact that they were like, we are sponsored by Dodge and the Dodge Ram and over like that. We got WrestleMania tickets are going to be 25% off. What?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Your prices are way too high.
You're thirsty, bro.
If you're going to be coming out first thing on the TV show to come out and be like, yeah, our special announcement is all ticket prices are 25% off. That's crazy.
I mean, because you got those, like, the famous, like, fan who was a green shirt guy, right? That one that was, like, always sat in the same seat, and it's like, oh, yeah, he ain't there no more. He stopped being there, like, 2 years ago or something.
He also wanted to, like, spend time with his family, too.
Well, yeah sure. But still, I can imagine pricing nowadays, absolutely the fuck not. No. Like, you can't keep doing that. WrestleMania.
Honestly, like, all right, the Cody and Randy with all this involvement, and they're obviously leading into like a backlash tag team match between these four people. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you are calling your shot right now. You're right. That is happening.
It's been like been talked about on the dirt sheets and whatnot. Like that is where things are gearing towards, is that there's going to be a tag team
that makes sense. For sure.
I don't care. Like, absolutely, the way they the everything was fine, and it's not again blame Pat. It's just unnecessary.
Even dragging Jelly Roll into this, where I said this 2 weeks ago, where I was like, "Yo, this is way too much. Why is Jelly Roll a main character? Why is he on the roster? Like, we're really giving him like the because it took. I mean, it even took us a bit for like Logan Paul, who's not like actually like 26 years old or 27." And actually, like, no hating on Jelly Roll, obviously, because he did want to work on inspiration for losing 100 pounds because you want to do this is one of your dreams and shit. Congratulations. But nigga, I don't need you similarly in the main event picture when we get that shot. This to get us back to SmackDown. And Cody's coming out to beat, Pat's ass. And Randy's like, oh, no, wait. How about you come check on your boy? And it's Jelly Roll laid down. What did I say? Good. I was like, good. I'm glad he's beat down because he don't need to be around anyway. We're just showing how vicious Randy is. I know Randy would do that to anybody. It doesn't matter. Like, once
his story doesn't need them. That's the crazy part. Again, it has nothing to do with Pat or even Jelly Roll. It's the fact that
you just threw them in there.
You don't need them. It's to tell the story of Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Other than that, you guys are not selling tickets. That's the only, and that's the thing that sucks. Is like, it could have been any celebrity. It could have been somebody else actually, like, we actually cared for. It could have been Bad Bunny. It don't matter. Like, you don't need that for this story.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
And, I'm just as soon as it really, like, clicked in, I was like, the everything about the build to this match and the excitement is just air out of a balloon.
Yeah.
Just went out, and I'm like, okay,
they just slammed on the brake.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Even when we listened to the Max Man, like, hype draft award for the matches, that was one of the last picks. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, perpetually Reggie. It'll be Reggie next week. I don't know what it is. I don't know what Pat's gonna do. I don't know what's gonna happen on Monday. Anytime this involved on the television show, it's gonna be Reggie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Don't care for any of this.
Last thing, should have probably put this in, but we should do Reggie last from now on.
Yeah.
But I just think because we took
Depending
the air out
on
of
the
it with
depending
Royce
on the
Keys.
thing, that's a main event thing. Like
It is true. You gotta kind of talk about it. But yeah,
yes. The last thing on SmackDown that we want to cover is Royce Keys makes his official television debut on SmackDown, getting a win over in a squash match against Humberto.
Yeah.
Royce has been on doing house shows and dark matches, not house shows, but yeah, dark matches, and so he has been wrestling in the time we haven't seen him since the Royal Rumble. But yeah, he's officially a member of SmackDown, I guess, and he got the win against Humberto, which we haven't seen in a while too. So I guess a little concerning as far as Angel and Humberto just kind of being kind of used as fodder, similar to War Raiders, but good to see Royce Keys actually on the card now.
Yep.
Let's see where he heads to next. Anything else from the Bodega Boutique?
That's it.
Let's get into these predictions. AEW Dynasty tomorrow night, unfortunately, not tonight for whatever dumb reason Tony continues to do these 6-hour pay-per-views on a Sunday night.
Killing me.
Again, a lot on the card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches on the card. I wouldn't be surprised if they added another one. Let me just check the website. 1, 2, that's it. First match, singles match, straight up. Jericho's return after a year being away, taking on Ricochet.
Yeah, I'm
in Canada.
I'm gonna take my go.
I believe this show's in Vancouver. It's obviously Jericho. He's not losing his first match back.
Yeah, I hope not.
Tag team match: Takeshita, Don Callis family, Kazuchika Okada, and Takeshita versus the Young Bucks. We didn't talk about this, but Takeshita and
they were fighting.
Okada were throwing bows.
Mm-hmm. So it's can they cooperate once again? I think that answer is
I could see Okada just leaving the match when Takeshita's trying to reach out for a tag.
Actually, no, he's done that already. Takeshita will do it this time.
I can see that.
Because we've been you're right. We didn't cover it on Dynamite, but thinking about that specifically, it's just like, man, does that one feel overcooked, Okada and Takeshita, to you? Because we've had already a whole cycle, pay-per-view cycle of knowing that they were Takeshita's breaking up and they're going through friction and stuff like that. And now we're past that cycle. And I'm like, okay, they don't have a match for Dynasty. I mean, this is one of the major shows. I mean, this is their match for Dynasty, obviously, but I'm just wondering how long does it go? Because I think
it works well, and I don't think it's overcooked for the fact that I think this is more of just an indication of the Don Callis family just having internal turmoil, and Andrade is not happy either.
Yeah,
and so maybe the Don Callis family is not 15 deep anymore, and you actually get a splinter, and you get another separation, and you get Andrade and Takeshita and whoever else you want to add to that side of Don Callis' trophy, which is Okada.
Yeah,
and whoever decides to stay with him.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm with you.
And then Kyle Fletcher eventually comes back, and then he's throwing an orange to have to figure out whose side does he want to be on. Does he want to be with Don Callis or Okada, or is he going to be on Takeshita and Andrade's side and who else is on that side? So I think that's why I'm not completely I'm still tuned in. I'm still waiting for that match, and I feel like this is almost the first time outside of a match that they actually got physical with one another. I want to say. So that's a turning point too. So
yeah, you're right.
Both agree. Young Bucks getting the win because of tag team turmoil between Takeshita and Okada. We talked about this earlier. If Darby wins, he will receive a future AEW championship. So I misspoke. So yeah, this is, I guess, up for. This is Darby solidifying his number one contender spot, I guess, if he wins this match against Andrade.
Yeah. This is where, like you said, it's kind of dumb. Where it's like, why do you give me the stipulation if we're not
Hey,
going
blame
with
Tony.
it? Huh?
Blame Tony.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right about. I'm just saying it's so because the stipulations get so specific where you're just like where I got confused and I'm like, wait, what? What's the contendership thing that we're doing right
Yeah.
now? This is interesting. I honestly really want to pick Andrade because I mean Darby, just from who he is and his build, it's like he's gonna be like a Rey Mysterio, eternal underdog, just
Yeah.
because he's so small that it wouldn't surprise me if he has to like sit in the back for a bit. You know what I'm saying? So kind of similarly to like when Kenny was like, I don't care if it takes me like the whole year, I'm gonna get the title. Where it's like, I mean, we got to make predictions for Kenny and him, so that actually rings a bell to me too. So I'm gonna. I feel like I'm gonna go Andrade. Maybe does that feel like a swing to you? I'm gonna go Andrade.
I do think it's a bit 50-50.
Because Darby is so over that, like, obviously, at any point in time he catches his hot streak, of course he can win.
Yeah.
But he's also like, and wait, what's the last thing Darby and have they been physical? Andrade and Darby. I'm sure at some point in time.
Yeah, maybe not recently, no, because the last thing he was fighting was, I think.
And Darby hasn't been like, or excuse me, like you said, Andrade hasn't been like in the Don Callis.
Yeah, that's kind of where.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I remembered that.
That's where I was gonna say I lean towards Darby on this because I feel like
that's the story they've been telling.
I think Don Callis is gonna try to interfere, and then Andrade is gonna be like, "Yo, like they out of my match," and then that's just gonna keep him. He turns around and he takes a fucking moot finisher from Darby, and then 1, 2, 3, Darby gets the win. And again, Darby MJF as a promo battle should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be great. AEW World Tag Team Championships, FTR versus Cope and Cage.
I have concern with Cope's Cage's kayfabe injury after the events of Dynamite with him getting his arm. But what's the point of coming back and doing all this
if you're not going to win the titles?
So, yeah. Cope and Cage.
Yeah. Man, this might be one of the ones where it's like we needed 10. But it's funny because I mean shit, last time wait, was it that I was way off, right? And you went like 8 and 2 and I went like 2 and 8 or some shit?
Yeah.
Was it that? Did you get that many right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. That one was crazy.
I was surprised, yeah.
Because I was like, I felt like I was being safe or whatever. But anyway. It's similar, just to add some explanation to it. It's sort of similar, like kind of like when we had the discussion with Tony D and like Lola Vice. Like you said, we already know the whole history of this, and you don't really need to give me any more like juice on this. Because I mean, the only thing that I would say next is like a stipulation, right? And you're gonna what is it gonna be if it's Cope and Cage? It's gonna be a ladder match. Do we need another one? But that would be the only other answer to that. But Casino Gauntlet match. This is annoying to me. We know 2 people, Tommaso and Roosh, and then everybody else. So Tommaso Ciampa.
Who do you think could be in it? Yeah, Tommaso is probably the favorite.
I mean,
right now, outside of I think he's
the same thing.
Most last recent champion prior to Kyle Fletcher, I believe.
It's the same thing that happened with the national title, real quick, when they did the battle royal, and we only knew 3 people, Speedball,
Kevin
Knight, and Jack Perry. Or no, Ricochet and Jack Perry. That was all that we knew, and it was like we both picked Ricochet, right? But either way, it was just like, of course, who else is it gonna be? But anyway,
I mean, other names
we can try to think of it.
Bobby, Shelton,
sure,
Kevin Knight, Speedball.
Yeah. I mean, any one of those like amazing guys that could put on a match.
Anybody from the United Empire?
Yeah. Well, sure. If he's around for a bit, maybe. Sure. If they're there. Yeah, you're right. If they're there. Who else is like mid-card? Orange Cassidy. He hasn't held the TNT title.
Hechicero. Brody King.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Tommaso just because he's held it already. And he's just one of 2 people that we know.
I'm gonna go Bobby.
Okay.
Bobby Lashley.
It'd be cool if we get the. I mean, well, they said they've been recruiting, so we don't know who they're getting yet. But it'd be cool if we got it, the answer in that match, and he helped Bobby win.
Yeah.
The AEW Women's Championship.
It's easy,
man.
Our girl,
Tekla
over Jamie Hayter.
I'm claiming her more so. That beak. That's my kind. Even her promo this week was pretty good. Not threatening Lexi, just awesome. Given the worst that ever. If I hear one more time about Jamie Hayter having to be champion,
you to the strip club, put you in that pool, and then break your fingers. What? Everything's not great until you just broke your fingers.
Pick you up. The nicest, fine whining and dining, and then I'm gonna take you to the strip club and bring you on stage, and then break all of your fingers. What? All right, but sorry, Jamie.
This
is the interesting stuff. This is where we can get some changes. Because all these guys are great. These next two matches.
Continental Championship match: Jon Moxley, Will Ospreay. Moxley's held this probably since beginning of the year.
Let's see. I'll look it up on Cage Match real quick.
Kind of lean Ospreay, especially with the comeback, and he has backup.
Once again, do you think it's enough build already? Because we know the story.
He didn't need it.
Well, yeah, exactly. But my point is, obviously, we're supposed to remember that it was the Death Riders that took him out. It was Claudio that actually stomped him to death. So because he was injured and shit. So. Can he overcome the numbers? I would assume United Empire is sticking around for the weekend.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get some Callum Newman running to even the odds and shit like that. Yeah, that's good. I think I have to predict both of these at the same time because the main event we got MJF versus Kenny Omega, and that's another one where it's is that too soon? Because I really like Kenny still chasing him.
Yeah, and I think Kenny is eventually going to win it at the end of the year. I'm still
sticking
to that.
That's where I'm
idea. So
that's where
I think MJF, Darby is better than Darby and Kenny.
No, absolutely. You're right about that. And for that,
I'm going MJF for the championship. And
we got to have one title change, and it's Will Ospreay because we ain't got no title, or I don't got no title.
Yeah, I'm going Ospreay as well.
Ospreay, yeah.
You have AEW TNT Championship being established, so
true. Yeah,
that's our only difference. But
no, that's a good pick, though. We got the return of the Hurt Syndicate, and now it's just a question of does Bobby care? Because we agree. Because if Bobby enters the fucking Battle Royal, he better win the fucking Battle Royal. Because we agree that he should not be focused on anything other than the AEW World Title. You know what I'm saying? I think what they want to do with him is, we talk about Rogues Galleries. I think they want to add him to maybe he'll be in Swerves. MJF still works actually. But
again, Don Callis family. Because again, if they add another member to become a four, they would have three. So maybe they add two members, right? So there's actually four people outside of MJF, not MJF, MVP, and MVP also can wrestle as well. Just get up enough people to basically make yourself formidable against, Jon Moxley's of the world and the Death Riders and Don Callis family and them. That it's Bobby's got a title. You get Bobby versus Okada, and then Ospreay or Mox, depending on the outcome of that match.
Yeah.
So
Ospreay going through the fucking Continental.
I also wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Shelton that won it as well, and have Shelton win that, and then have Bobby go after the Continental.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, because the Continental is the most, in my opinion, the most prestigious of the three mid-carders. TNT, I would say, is supposed to be, but just it's made with its lineage, So Okada's been holding on to that thing strong. But our champions of the week.
That's international, right?
He's got
is the Moxley right now.
Yeah, Moxley right now. He's still. Thank you for correcting me. Yeah, he's got the international. If we had the unified still, the unified would be the top of those. But I love that belt too. I'm tight that it's gone for real. I'm like, you should have just fused them, but whatever. Anyway, I would call this a half champion that I have 3.5 champions this week.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of one, but this is.
We're also making up because we forgot to do champions last week. Yeah,
that's why I did them from last week. Yeah. I just ordered them. I got one of them, but because it's a bad, I couldn't think of a real one. Oh, Looney Tunes looking ass trophy going to Jade Cargill this week, even though she looked good. Because you remember her outfit that she wore on Raw?
Oh yeah. I mean, you can almost kind of she retains her belt of
Gossamer, looking like Gossamer from fucking.
That's good.
Immediately, and I saw that shit, and I was like, "Oh, somebody read my mind."
Yeah,
so I was like, "She looked good," but I was like, "That is a big ass."
It's the same thing I said the other week where I was like, she had that neck roll kind of thing, and I gave her the how many squirrels must die because it flies out her belt. Because I'm like,
basically,
same
it's a continuation.
Just like, bro, like that is ridiculous. It looks comfortable as hell. Like, obviously, that one is more just like, I don't know what you call that one. The other one, I was like, yo, that looks like if I had that going onto an airplane flight, I would love it.
Immediate knockout.
Yeah.
But that's the half-ass. Just that I had to mention that. I was like, that's silly as hell, like looking like Gossamer. But I actually did come up with names for these. The best name up here for sure. The Big Sean. Last night I took a L, but tonight I bounced back. Title to EO. Last week. We already know when she fucking did that suicide dive and landed on the top of her head, and then
got up and just like nothing happened. And
like nothing happened, and then also gives us like one of the great highlight moments of the week last week too with her match. So she gets the Big Sean and bounce back trophy basically for that. The making chicken salad out of chicken shit. I know this is just a phrase, trophy. And this is just going to the booking of Seth and Gunther, where it's like, you got so many injuries, so many pileups, and not knowing what we're exactly doing, that it's like, hey, this ain't the worst place to end up. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys ain't have no plan.
Yeah, we didn't.
Or the plans fell apart.
Like, we didn't talk about that either. Like Paul Heyman and
I wrote that down.
At the backstage segment where like. I was just like, a very big thank you, and then Gunther was saying, "You owe me more than a very big thank you." So
I put it in quotes.
Interesting to see what happens. Yeah, seems like it might lead to Gunther winning that match, but I'm like, doesn't like Paul Heyman would need a thank you. Would have to pay him back regardless if he won or not, right? Because like I didn't need to take out Seth Rollins on your behalf. I don't even need to be in this match.
Yeah.
So regardless if I win or not, you still owe me.
Well, sure. Yeah, I'd say so.
But again, Paul Heyman is very litigious, and the fact that he didn't win would probably get like Paul Heyman and his lawyers to kind of like take him to court, basically saying that like I don't owe you anything because you didn't win. What's the point of paying for it, paying you back if you didn't do what I hoped you would do, which was to beat Seth Rollins and take him out? You lost, so no, I don't owe you anything.
Yeah,
but.
Just me getting physical, you're a non-combatant. Me being physical is already a favor to you. Yeah. But yeah. But also the chicken salad part being, hey, I still want to watch these guys work. But I'm leaning Gunther right now. And then the last one, also just another phrase. If you see something, say something. Title. Going to the TNA referee Katie. I don't know her last name. But
shout out to her.
Yeah. Did you watch this clip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But Katie. This was during TNA Sacrifice, so pay-per-view and their main event of the pay-per-view. Where
the beginning of it too.
Yeah. Mike Santana going against Steve Macklin, former international champion. And Steve Macklin being legit knocked out during, you would say a usual normal sequence, of blows where Mike gives him like a shot to the temple that clearly like it just turned the lights out, clearly, because watching the clip, it's like as safe as possible. Like you kind of like when Liv, she dislocated her arm and all she did was just eat a flapjack, and it's like, nothing wrong happened, but she saw that was off, and Mike was gonna keep going for a bit. It looked like he was holding up, but it's like, are you all right? Because they'll let people they get woozy, they'll start seeing stars. But then it was like, oh no, we calling this.
No,
she's like,
she did a great job. Yeah, she did a great. She immediately saw something was off and immediately called that, and they figured a way out of it, and obviously unfortunate, unplanned.
Exactly.
But they did the best that they could in the situation that they did to, at least give the crowd something to nibble on. Because that was the main event. That was the end of the show, but it happened right at the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
So, unfortunate.
It takes the air out of it. But yeah.
Hopefully Steve is doing well. Were there any health updates about him afterwards?
Oh, yeah. He was fine. He was cleared of concussion protocol after that also. It was literally just I say, you got caught. It's like lower jaw and like the temple. Obviously, you get hit in these two places, like, ow. Yeah. So it just like that glancing blow. He just hit that soft point. He hit the reset, you know, on that shit. So, but yeah, shout out to Katie. Even though it's the main event, you got to do what you got to do. So, see something, say something. Title to her.
I have one that I haven't read on here, but I do remember what I wanted to say. Was this is an new champion, because I feel like the last time I gave this belt was to Braun Breaker when he cut a promo in Spanish, I think, to Penta like a while back. This is the Blue Streak. I'm a federale. You're Mexican? On my mother's father's side. To Javon Evans standing in the ring with Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Penta, and basically like holding hands up. And I'm like, you talk about all the time that Javon being a luchador and this, that, and the third, and just the irony of just seeing him in the ring with, all of these great Mexican luchador wrestlers. And I'm like, Javon Evans Mexican?
Probably. They trying to claim
on his mother's father's side.
On
he's Mexican.
On the Chappelle Show racial draft. They try and take him, I'm sure.
He had to do it for his country. The green, the white, and the red. But shout out to everyone that was a champion, doubled up from last week, because we clearly just absolutely just forgot about doing it. But that's episode 92 of the Wrestling Rehab Podcast. Dynamite predictions in the bank.
Shout out to our predictions. Shout out to Bobby Lashley and Ciampa.
End of the season. Double predictions. Last 2 points of the season on the line for WrestleMania 42, night 1 and 2. And then we'll start season 3 following that. But Moody, take us home.
I am home. And we will see you here, home, on episode 93. Who's in 93? You got somebody.
John Allen.
Okay. Is he worth mentioning?
Commanders reference. Shout out to the Commanders.
Historically.
Commander.
Historically, is
he for the Vikings, now Cincinnati Bengals.
Sure. At least we got one off the top. But join us on our John Allen episode next week. We'll come up with a better one.
Yeah, for sure.
Here. Like, comment, subscribe in this area. And we'll see y'all.
But catch y'all next week. Peace.